Wow, how they are that's a young Yes, I didn't know day. See, running on the other, Dago Bagam. I won't buy mango. Oh, money, Dago Bagam. Don't go be a jabba. Bow be ye, ya be ye. Okay, yes, sir. Oh, yeah, this is your place. Yo, so you will know day. Lava polo your block place. Your block place I put out. You carry more. Oh, no dinosaur. Can you put a nail day? What I said is so. What I say, what I say, City boy, found woman in Gemaway. Sekinaji, Omone Drogay, the Adebia, Ranadio, Maturangi, Zawakade Masema Boo, Zines the Adeo, Zines the Adeo. Now, dear, Becho Danegi, where you sent it, I'll come by you. Where you sent it, I'll come by you. Now, they are you know, Zero, no more. Yeah, we say no place. He has said in the day, I'm a train now. Wa mobile agamu. One in your power was a mobile. On it, Tibago, Abria Jenzo. On it, Tibago, Abria Jenzo. Yes, I need Tibago, Abria Jenzo. Adieu, yes, I do, yes, I won't buy Mango. I won't buy Mango. Now, this is your place. Yes, I didn't know day. Diableji, you don't wear a room of no more. You don't rub of our men, so yes, I didn't know day. Sama, Kaganya, saying I'm leader. I said, Mango. Sika. Do it, your boy. Oh, yes, a young boy. Wow. Hey,
Okay, that's a beautiful song there from neighboring like Cote d'Ivoire, Aricos, and Francis and so of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. It's better late than never. Is 8:47 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As usual, usually the Liberal Progressive from the Sacramento Bureau of the Liberia Public Radio is always here, but I'm not sure what happens tonight. But he knows the story. I know the story as well. But I will always try to fill in the gap here when need be, because you, as our valuable listeners and viewers, it is always important to always keep you to bring you up to speed some of the things that are happening. And so, in the absence of the Liberal Progressive, hopefully you're going to be joining me here. I'm not sure whether you're going to provide explanation, but what is important is to have this conversation. Well, we're going to have an open mic here, of course. I hope our man, Amos George, is going to be back here again tonight for us to have conversations. So it's going to be an open mic, and we're going to look at some of the things unfolded during the week from Friday from last Friday up to this point in time. A lot is unfolding in Liberia. The president is on a tour. A lot of political drama is unfolding. All of that, all news making headlines. The long-term, six-term president of Chad, Eric Deby, is dead, and according to major cable news network, world leaders are arriving in Chad to honor the funeral of the homegoing of Eric Deby, a long-time um, guerrilla fighter, eventually turned politician and became president, served Chad for the longest time. I died recently, and world leaders are now arriving in Chad for the homegoing of uh, Eric Deby. But let's see it. Let's share this here. Our correspondent, Mr. Emmanuel Jopetit, is embedded with the President of the Republic of Liberia, is on a tour. So let's see some of the images that came out today from Grand Bassa County. Courtesy of our sister network that the president was involved in a ribbon cuttings of the newly refurbished Doris Williams Sports Stadium in Grand Bassa County, Buchanan. Let's see how the ceremony unfolded today.
So just to take you on an overview. Yeah. A lot of people don't know this.
All right, let's see here. Let's get this here. This is a commercial, and this is not what we want to play. We apologize for that.
Tony.
So don't speak pidgin, speak English slowly, and you understand what you want. Okay, this way. You want to turn this way. All right. I members of the media we have in the representative here. You will say your name, please. Okay, my name is Elhaj. I'm Senegalese. I'm the director of the Chief Office for West Africa, based in Dakar. Basically, I mean, being Liberian for no one, this is basically Liberia for so what are your questions so far with the documents, particularly the practice? Right. So first of all, let me say that this is the first time that I come to Nigeria because I started looking after this country since 2008.
Okay, there you have it there. Excerpts of the President of the Republic of Liberia today in Grand Bassa County, courtesy of our sister network, in the dedication to a ceremony of the refurbished Doris Williams Sports Stadium there in Grand Bassa County. The President is still on his tour. Well, my guys, standing by backstage. We're going to be breaking down here to look in their portfolios, some of the news making headlines, some of the things that's been happening. That, of course, one of the things catching during the week was this guy here in Nima County. Let's listen to this, and I'll bring in the guys.
All protocols there. First and foremost, I bring you greetings from the President of the Republic of Liberia, His Excellency Dr. George Emmanuel Weah, and the entire government. We are saddened by what has happened here, and you have to face the full weight of the law. Before I go further, I would like to say the demolition exercise, the otherwise order is hereby aborted, the otherwise order. I remember some years back, a few years ago, during the past administration, at the time I was the senior inspector of the Liberia National Police. I had to come back here in a very quick manner to put the situation under control. I remember Prince Howard at the time, his property was being burned, homes were being looted. A lot of things happened. People sustained losses, all because Omolo Sagode was killed.
Okay, I believe we all get a sense of what is happening. Let me just get this off the screen. The evening is fast spent. Is 8:56 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'm trying to do a favor here for someone tonight with who had a technical problem. And so they were able to reach out for the assistance, unfortunately, And this is why you got to be very careful when you're in a glass house to throw stone. So I'm here, Papa George. We were here yesterday. We did not see some folks. They disappear out of the screen for no reason, no call, no show, nothing written, no text message. But here we are tonight. We're here. Okay. Let me bring in my own good friend first. Mr. Amos George is the booty man that I'm going to be hanging out with. Mr. George, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So, and good evening, Mr. To.
Oh, is Mr. To here with us tonight?
I think my eye ain't that bad. I can see someone on the, from where I sit on the right far extreme. So I think Mr. To, that's Mr. To.
Oh, okay. I think my glasses.
If it's not Mr. To, but then he's the guy from Tool Town. Oh,
the guy from Tool Town. Yeah, let me dust my glasses over. Oh, now I'm getting the sense of, yeah. Oh, Mr. Todd, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. So. Thank you for sitting in. We appreciate it. We started having some technical issue. We decided.
I thought you were on this evening.
Yeah, I was, but I was having some serious technical issue, and I thought, instead of giving our audience something that is not of a good product, quality-wise, we decided to get off air and contact you to see if you can assist. And we appreciate it.
You can assist. What was the technical issue? Power default or what? You had an electricity problem?
Technical issue, Mr. So.
Technical issue. Okay. You want me to tell you what the technical issue was?
Enjoy yourself, Mr. So. It's your time. Enjoy yourself.
I ask a simple question and you try not to answer this question. Yeah. You remember Pa George was here what, day before? Yes, was that day before yesterday? And this guy, he was brave to tell me, well, I got what I wanted or what I wished for, but then he forgot today I entered his system. So instead of sending the Chinese virus there, I throw in the Korean virus, and his entire system got collapsed. And so he was there struggling. I'm like, okay, and I sent him a message. And he acted like he did not see the message and nothing like that. And I saw he went off because he was talking so sorry for the video I tried to play, those days. I can remember Toll Memorial Institute when they were to say recitation. You stand like this. Those that used to wear blue and white uniform. My recitation is entitled, and then everybody, you want a perfect quorum in a place. But okay, well, Mr. Todd, it's what we do here. We always fill in the gap for one another. So the wall shouldn't come down on you this evening. Okay, guys, let's get the ball rolling. It's already 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, so the president is still on his tour. But before that, there are a lot of things been happening during the course of the week. I don't know what is of importance to you, not Pa George here. So let me start with the Liberal Progressive. Tonight is your night, and this, I'm a nice guy. I still have the caption there, conversation with Samson too. You wouldn't have done that for me, believe me or not. You're never going to do that. You will never do that. That's okay. So, what is of importance news making headline for you from inside Liberia during the course of this week?
Well, there's a lot of the president visit to the counties, but what is pressing right now and what is very troubling and disturbing right now is the story trending on Front Page Africa as we speak, where 3 killed, 1 wounded in an armed attack on a military base in the Ivorian capital. 3 Liberians that are now being accused. Said 3 men believed to be Liberians have been shot and killed in the capital city of Ivory Coast, Abidjan, after they reportedly attacked a military base. So I'm not too sure. I was following the story, but I'm not too sure how far that's going to go. But if this is the worrying story, those of us who have 1 foot in Africa, 1 foot in Liberia, these are very troubling situations. If I'm not too sure, but I'll follow up on that, Mr. So.
Yeah, much we yet to know more of that. And that's some sort of the heartbreaking news there, because these are very serious issue. I was in the Ivory Coast before, and I know I know much of the details surrounding this information as to what they were doing, what actually led to this situation. But I know exactly how the Ivorian, how they react when it comes to this sort of thing. Even only if, God forbid, we don't want that, it's been reported, the kind of category it's been placed in. If that is the case, that's a very dangerous thing. But we will try to go through to what front page is saying. But I always like to get my information from the government. They have the ability to coordinate with a neighboring country to get a clear picture of what is happening. But Pa George, let's look on your end. Lad Benton Foreign, what is of eye catching? What is of concern to you as a Liberian?
There are two issues. One is the situation in Nemakande concerning that land issue, and this other one is a alleged killing of a man. Body was found behind the bed of Richard, they say, on the beach.
Yes. The land incident. I saw
Yeah.
that on to Howard Menska
Yeah.
Blind Justice day before yesterday. I didn't see, I don't know, probably I could be wrong, whether there was an press briefing today from the security apparatus that I don't know. I didn't see it. So it would be hard to do that. Okay, so why should we, let's get to Mr. Toh first. Mr. Toh, why should it be so concerned of what is happening in Africa? What are you trying to forecast? What are you looking at here in a long-term perspective?
Well, Ivory Coast, like Liberia, has some situation where the country was destabilized for some time, based on, I believe, what I would call civil war at one time. But the concern for me is those of all that come from the border county of Liberia, bordering Ivory Coast, Grand Jida County. Many of us have relatives on the Ivorian side. And so now, if these things are happening, I'm not saying that these are people from our area or what have you. I don't know that. But it's always concerning, because when these things start happening, they will, government, any government will usually try to pick all enemies as people who are now coming back again to disturb. And so in Africa, we don't look at things based on what is happening or do some serious investigation. We tend to do guilt by association. And so I'm hoping that this thing is going to be handled quickly. According to the story, the Liberian government have rejected, strongly condemned the act, and they are not, our country, Liberia, will not be used as a launching pad to destabilize neighboring country. And that's a very strong warning statement from the government of Liberia, and which I strongly support as well. However, if these people that carry out these criminal act, I will call it, if they are Liberians, what was their intent? According to the story, other people are suggesting that these people were paid $5,000 each, US $5,000 each, to come in and do some disturbance in the country. And others are suggesting these are all armed robbers that want to destabilize the country of Ivory Coast. Either way, it just doesn't sit well with us at all.
Pa Josh?
Yes.
Let's see whether we can recap this sort of the historical or the ties or these sort of frictions between neighboring Cote d'Ivoire and Liberia. There is a path here. There is a line here, I would say a rail line or some sort of bad sort of relations when it comes to Cote d'Ivoire and Liberia in the past. We can count that, and that's all originated from after the April 12 coup. Remember the relationship with Ebi Tobo and that of Felix Ofobuanie and all of that. And when the president was killed, as the result, we all know what happened in 1989, the incursion, and since then, Cote d'Ivoire and Liberia relations has just been on edge. Just wanted to bring in that point. Go ahead.
Yes. I remember that time when BBC interviewed the late Ofobuanie. The question posing was, you are allowing your territory to be used to attack Liberia and arm and thing. He said, no. Ivory Coast is a free country and anybody could come there and do anything he wanted to do. Those were exact words that he can't start anybody. Ivory Coast is a free country. Those were the exact words for the Ofobuanie. And that was in response, as we just recap, because he alleges that the late Samuel Kanye do that, the PRC government killed his son-in-law, Benedict Tobo, who was married to his daughter. And that daughter went up to marry someone, the former head of state in Burkina Faso. So, but that's just a genesis. But then when Ellen King again, there was something again as the Lauren Bible issue. Then, some citizens from Grenada were in jail. They were just released. I think Lpr last year again.
Right.
Then the same last year again. There's a story came about Usman Bamba.
Usman Bamba, right.
Where a French journalist he's pinpointed Liberia out that they were involved in that incident, whether it was true or not. But the journalists from Ivory Coast were reporting again that Liberia was involved. Now, with this situation, the first thing that comes to my mind is, what will just lead Liberians to go attack the barracks saying that they are armed robbers? If at all they are Liberians, would it be armed robber to go attack a barracks? We have to think twice. A mere armed robber would not be brave to go attack a barrack.
A military facility. I know.
Military facility.
Yeah, military facility. Well, I mean, the equipped is secure. There's nothing 100% by profession, but it's not just. I don't know. We have to read and get the details.
Yes, I understand our government is coming up with a strong statement of condemnation, but I think they should dive into it deeper to know what is happening or what transpired or what is going on there. Whether these people are actually Liberians or someone just using some group to refer to them as Liberian to create chaos among Ivory Coast and Liberia. And remember, we got our people in Ivory Coast.
So besides, not to interrupt you here, and I'm looking at the story here, Mr. To, besides even the statement of condemnations and government denouncing that, which is okay, to go beyond that to restore or build that sort of diplomatic ties, don't you think maybe like an envoy be dispatched to get a first-hand information?
Yes, that's exactly what the government have done. According to the story, they have dispatched a team of Liberian experts to go and ascertain as to what is happening in our country, and then hopefully they will come back to report to the president. But I think they have sent people out to the Ivory Coast to look into it, because these things, if you're not careful, if it is not handled properly, they tend to snowball. Remember, Ivory Coast got border with Liberia through Maryland, Grand Gide, Nima County, and I believe some part of
did you call Maryland? You call Maryland name?
Yeah, Maryland, Maryland, River G, Grand Gide, Nima County, and I believe some part of Lofa County, not Lofa, but Yeah, it would be a Bond County or something like that. I'm not too sure now. Because I
So
think born with Guinea as well. So Lofa is born with Guinea. So
yeah,
yeah, basically it would be
it's a very huge borderline.
right,
You
right,
can't easily contain. Yeah,
right,
we
right.
don't have that security.
Those border, you don't even call them border, because I remember those days when we're going to the Ivory Coast. I just go to my grandma's farm. From there, I go to Ivory Coast. Don't even passport, none of that kind of stuff, because most of my cousins are right there in the Ivory Coast. So we just go through the farmland and go to Ivory Coast. So it's saying they come to Liberia through the farmland to our town. There's nobody asking question. But the point that I'm trying to make here is, uh, we have a long stretch of border with Ivory Coast. So those people, if these are criminal acts, and the Ivorian, they are very notorious of trying to carry out a guilt by association, and they don't just go around questioning. They are very ruthless, and I've seen them in action before. And so I'm hoping that this time around, this is not what's going to happen. You're not going to say because they're from Liberia, therefore all Liberians that are residing in Abidjan or whatever, they're now going to be targeted for revenge or whatever it is. When you do those kinds of things, these people also have relatives, and their
Yeah,
relatives.
Mr. Todd, not to interrupt you, if you look at even the southwest regions, Ghana, and do you remember the football match, Ashanti Kotoko, and that of ASEC, I think it was ASEC Mimosa or Africa Sport, and we saw what happens with the Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire. Even it has just been like that. Anything that happens, the retaliations and the repercussion can be very severe because we live. I mean, if it happens in the case of Cote d'Ivoire, they know exactly where Liberians live. They know where they know Liberian culture, and they don't care. I don't care how friendly you guys being with them. So when it comes to retaliations, they are they are very brutal in doing that.
Yes, and these kinds of things, except for Liberia, uh, Liberians that tend to live in the West African state have always been treated poorly. I remember back in the 70s, there were some Liberians that were deported from Ghana coming back to Liberia. And people thought that Tubman or Tub or whoever was in power were going to do the same thing, send these people back as well. It never happened. So Liberia has always been the receiving end of these bad actors calling themselves government or whatever. But we tend not to retaliate. I bet if there was something bad were to happen to Liberian living in Ivory Coast, that kind of reciprocal retaliatory policy or process would not happen in Liberia. The police and the Liberian government will not allow people to try to take revenge. Uh, Something like, for example, what was happening in South Africa some time ago, where then the Nigerian decided to go after South African living in Nigeria. Those kinds of things will not happen in Liberia. Liberia is always been a place like a refuge. It's always been a safe haven for people who are struggling to live. Even as poor as Liberia is, it's still a safe haven for poor people living in the sub Africa, I mean sub region of West Africa or what have you. So if there's any issue, any country that have an issue, they will rather first run to Liberia than to go to any of the big West African nations.
So, guys, should we allow our pressure to go over the roof on this thing here, Per George? How worried we should be with this sort of news coming from neighboring countries? We have significant chunk of Liberians still in like Cote d'Ivoire for sure, and not only Abidjan, but there are other places. Should we allow our blood pressure to go over the roof?
It should, because I don't know the leadership of that country. I don't know how much relationship the President William has with our country leadership.
Wait, Alison, to what you mean to say?
Yes, I don't know how much leadership he has with whatever. And as Mr. Toll stated, and Liberians have all been victimized by our neighbors. It's just something, because let me say this.
What do we do? Let's put it in a square box here. We don't do anything. We all are the victims of the incident. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, let me say this. Liberians, yeah, every group got some bad apples in it. But on the overall, generally, Liberians are not people to go to Procon and try to, destabilize the people. I think it's like a little bit of jealousy or envy of Liberians. Look, what am I seeing this? I was in Ghana. I saw a piece of this thing here happen in Accra, and the camp. It was killing, that was 2002, the last presidential time when Roland was leaving power. Mr. So asked anybody at the time in Accra. Every day, every week, almost every day, they were finding women bodies in Accra. And there was a lady on the radio, on one of his, I think they call her Mami Dokun, Mami something. This woman demonized Liberians in Ghana on her show, on her radio show. Demonized Liberians. One morning, I went to Tema. Came from Tema, I was at Accra, the Nkrumah Circle. I was sitting down in a booth. But there was a guy who was just staring at me. So I offered the guy a beer. Then he asked me.
Out of fear, or was out of a good gesture? I don't think that beer was in good faith. You try to make friends, try to neutralize situation.
You gotta be security minded. So I offered a beer. Then he said, "Excuse me, are you a Ghanaian?" I said, "No." He said, "Are you an airway man?" I said, "No, I'm not an airway man. I'm a Liberian." Then he said, "Oh, do you know what is happening?" I said, "No." He said, "You know Dansuma?" I said, "Yeah."
I see Samuel Shepherd say the person is dead. Mahmoud Dukent, she is there now. I guess maybe Shepherd, I have a knowledge of what you're saying.
Yes. So
that was in Ghana.
Yeah, Ghana. The guy said, are you an airway man? Because most of the airway people are light-skinned people. So he said, "Oh, are you an airway man?" I said, "No, I'm not an airway man." He said, "You sure?" I said, "No." I said, "What happened?" He said, "Sure, you're a Liberian?" I said, "Yes." He said, "You know what happened in Dansuma?" I said, "No." He said, "The Liberian club that they just branded, and they're looking for Liberians." But I told you were airway man. I was trying to look at it because I'm afraid to say something because that was Jerry Roland group tribe. So then he took out his press card and she said, "See, this is my car. I'm a journalist."
He was a journalist.
Yes. He said, "What I will tell you, try to find car to get out of the city." I said, "Where he living?" I said, "I live in Sosoma, Accra." He said, "Well, try to get home because you may not know who may come across you here." They have burned down that Liberian club, they burned down cars.
Which year are we talking about? I think Mr. Samuel is saying, I believe you were there. Which year was that?
2002.
2002. Okay.
Yes, that was when the election. That was when Jerry Roland, when I was turning over. Yeah, that was his last term. Every day, so they were killing women body in Accra.
Liberian?
No, Ghanaians. And that woman, no, I think Mami Dokun, that woman turned that thing against Liberian. That Liberian was involved in a mysterious killing in Accra. That's why they not stop there. So on the camp, fear grabbed the camp. So one night, the Liberian people, they are sort of like watching the ground. One Ghanaians, they say he was not from the area, but they saw him, patrol in the area. They took him to the police station. They turned him over to the police station. They say he was not from the area. What he was doing that night on the camp, so the police had him. The next morning, police released him. It was on a Saturday. Last man said my witness family, the deputy minister of information, Eugene Facon, was on the camp. We all did that morning. The Liberian went and set up a roadblock. They ran inside the police station.
They set a roadblock in people's country.
That is Tema Highway. That's a major highway going to Accra. They blocked that road that morning. They ran inside the police station. The police ran away. I told her, I said, this thing will bring trouble. Mr. So by 1 o'clock that afternoon, the Ghanaian army surrounded the entire camp. They brought in Moab. They started shooting in the camp that afternoon. I had a Ghanaian friend. They took me in. They said, come in our house. Nobody will hammock you. Just stay here with us. They arrested people. I think over 300 Liberians were arrested on that camp. They took them. People had not to go pay money. But what I'm trying to say, this is what happened when these things happen in a country. Liberian become a target. And what is going on in Ivory Coast, we don't know whether these people acted on, whether they are Liberian or not. But the repercussion, that's what we're worried about. How would the Liberian respond?
With this sort of news headline that also surfaced on the Liberian media outlet, I don't know to what extent it has happened. So what is the investigations or the investigative aspect Front Page 2 has done, and everything is being done out there. I'm not sure whether there was any correspondence or investigator sent out there, or are they quoting from sources I've scanned through the story. What that does as well for the country.
It is, I don't want to say because.
And I'm not either suggesting that the media should keep it on uncover.
Yeah.
But there are some things that when you want to report it, you have to make sure you get to the root causes of it and get all of the facts right. It's not about maybe knocking government heads with another country, or okay, when this happened, this is going to be ugly, because we try to look at it to take a holistic approach into this here. So I'm wondering what sort of how far they are gone with this, because if you look at the story in detail here, it outlines some of the past events which can give histories of the sort of roughness between Cote d'Ivoire and that of Liberia.
Yeah, so I don't know what I spoke, because I know Liberian, they might have a representative there, a consul general or ambassador, must be accredited to Ivory Coast. What are the based in Abidjan? I don't know. So maybe I don't know whether they contacted them or they have a source from the side of the government or that feeding this information. Sure, I do not know. But again, Front Page, sometimes they come up with some of the very incredible stories. So they maybe, I don't know the source, but we have to be very careful, because we don't have that good relationship with Ivory Coast. And this present government, I don't know, again, what is the rapport with that government?
So, the Liberal, let me bring you in here. We're going to pivot here. Bishop was just talking about the same thing you're talking about. You call them a double-edged guy. I'm talking about Front Page.
Yes.
The caption here, 3 killed, 1 wounded in an armed attack. Armed attack, that's significant, that's huge, in an armed attack on a military base in the Ivorian capital. Liberian mercenaries again. Look at the captions of this here. This is a local daily in Liberia is reporting this. I'm not saying the outlet should cover or seal out any information, but this captions alone, when a typical Ivorian or Ivorian look at this and they begin to reflect on the history or things Liberian. I was in Cote d'Ivoire during the time of Guy Robert, and I know there were some other Liberians, because Liberia has become a sort of utility people in this whole fighting with a different armed group. And believe me, that's the place you don't want to be when there is an outbreak of violence in Cote d'Ivoire. I'm telling you, those people, they are
ruthless.
It's no joke, because all of you are going to tend to survive, and they're going to come for you. I don't care when you wear glasses. Believe me, they put your glasses down first so that you can't even see. Go ahead, Mr. Todd.
Yeah, Front Page Africa, I've always been one of their admirers. I really admire their work. However, I've always referred to Front Page Africa as double-edged sword. One day they're for you, another day they're not. and then and that's one of the reasons why they're so popular, because they don't tend to favor one person. And so even though they've been accused, usually when you see them, people throwing words out there, calling them yellow journalism and things like that, that means they have hit that person, their interest. And because from Page Africa, Ronnie Shea does not take anything for granted. He's always hard-nosed journalist. So, but here's the interesting thing here. The reason why I called him double-edged sword. At the end of this story, the first question he asks here is Liberia missionary again. Then at the end of the story, he says here 13 Nigerians were indicted by the Liberian government for carrying out mayhem and missionary activities in Ivorian town closer to Liberia border. Now, the Ivorian Civil War was not just Ivorian, Liberian, Nigerians. There were other tribes from other counties, specific Nima County, but they're not going to mention those things. So this is my fear.
Why such an inconclusive reporting?
Exactly. But they're coming out now and say, oh, we have similar situation like this. Nigerians were here we are again. Nigeria and Nigeria border Ivory Coast. Nigerians the crown people on the Ivory Coast side also are heavily involved in the government, even in Babo government and even in this government. They are heavily involved in the Ivorian politics. But here we are. This kind of, oh, look what happened here before. Is it what we're going with? So now, if you are Ivorian living in Ivory Coast reading this thing, why will you not be suspicious of a Liberian crown ethnic group in Ivory Coast, especially if they are Liberian? So this is what I'm saying. So the president and I hope this government, since they have already dispatched a delegate over there to look into it,
are you quoting from that front page?
Out the fears a little bit.
Are you quoting what the front page is saying? Because I've kind of perused through the executive mansion's website. I did not see any official statement. Perhaps, eyesight is all involved now, but I did not see any official statement from the GOL, that's the government of Liberia, relative to this incident. I was just chatting with our correspondent here, and I was trying to ask him why the president is in Grand Bassett. They said they are heading to River says yet. But carry on here, let me see what are the president, because these are national, it's a critical national issue. We know exactly how those people, how they will behave, how you're going to be able to receive, even if it is not the intent of the national government of Cote d'Ivoire, but sympathizers and other folks will always, there are people who always there to take advantage of situation and over to react in the name of being loyal to national government or being more nationalistic to their country, that their foreign invaders are about to take their country. And so these people are going to be the first to act before even national government kicks in.
Yes, Mr. So let me just read something here from Page Africa. President Weah has announced his intention to shortly dispatch a delegation to Ivory Coast to meet with the Ivorian Authority. So that is in the work. Now, the thing about Africa, specifically West Africa, because that's where I'm from, it is easy to destabilize the region. Why? Because every one of us are connected. We are connected. For example, let me just give you a common example. Okay, Grand Gide, border Nima country. I'm not even going to go to foreign country. Grand Gide, border Nima country. And usually the border area, they intermarry. So Nima County, border Bon County, and you will find that border area, they intermarry. So they have relatives both in Bon County who are also a member of the Nima community, and also and on the other side the same. So in terms of Ivory Coast, we have relatives in Ivory Coast. They have relatives, and of course, we also are relatives for them on the Liberian side. Now, if you're going to go after a certain group in any kinds of African political setting, you will now invite, if you go after a specific group, you will now invite a larger scale involvement from that group. And that group is not just coming alone, because we're all connected as we go down the line. So if you come after Crown Person already most likely have relatives in Nima County. So you see where I'm going with this. So it's a bush, you pull rope, push bush, that kinds of stuff. So people have to be very careful. It is very easy to destabilize West Africa. The same thing when Taylor came. Taylor was very smart with that, and that's how come he was able to mobilize many people to come out. Because when you go out to defend as an armed force man or army man to go and defend the Republic of Liberia, if you kill any person in the line of duty, whatever it is, you call them rebel, those people got relatives. Now they're going to look at it and say, oh, they're coming after us. Or why, if I'm going to, before I die, let me go fight. That's how this whole thing snowball. And then you go after the Manigo people, the Guineans step in because they're all related. If you go over the Pela people, the Guineans step in because we're all related.
That's a vicious cycle. That's a vicious cycle we are talking about here. But let me see here. This is what Mr. Kroma is saying. I think the Liberian government should take this seriously because it is a threat to Liberia war. If Usman Bama is still in Liberia, he should be expelled. Is he? Anybody have an idea? Is he in Liberia? And even if it is in Liberia, does he have anything to do with? Can we tie into this here before we change topic here?
Mr. So, the last time when that incident happened with Usman, when they reported that he was involved, maybe I don't know. Did you?
Could that be a continuation? You think with what is important?
This is the part. What I'm trying to figure is when that incident happened, when it was allegedly reported. Did you hear any official statement from the government of Liberia of any investigation to find out whether the story was true or not? Did you hear any investigation?
That's one of the things, the follow through of this administrations and to have things conclusive, even though if it is done behind the camera or at a diplomatic level, that's okay. But there must be some sort of generic official statement to come out to tell the public, because if you don't say it, the ordinary people out there, they just don't know.
Yeah, but here's the thing. There were document displays alleging they said those were Liberian passport and everything was displayed. Now, what are the government went behind the scene to handle the situation? But you should cut out, there should be an official statement to clear the air, whether those documents were legitimate documents of Liberians or somebody will falsify them. Let it be clear to the citizen to know what transpired. Now, that happened, I cannot speak for it. Now, what is Usman Bama's role in Liberia? They say he's a religious advisor to the president of Liberia. And if a religious advisor to the president of Liberia, he has been elected.
Is that information, is that true, or there's some sort of innuendos?
It's not Usman Bama was president.
No, what he's an advisor, what is established, is that a true information?
Well, nobody from the government.
I know Reverend Nimland that I had the opportunity to sit with. He's the religious advisor to the president. I don't know how many advisors that they have, but I'm not saying either he's not, but
you remember when Darrell made that statement? I think about stoning the president car or something. Usman Bama was part of that meeting. He was part of that meeting. If you go to the tape, he was part of that meeting. And Usman Bama traveled president. We are, I think, to the Arab, was it the UA or someone when he traveled? Usman Bama was on our delegation with President.
Yeah, I believe there was some sort of traveling he did. I can't remember precisely where that was. Okay.
Yes, yeah. But so, and this man is surface in this kind of thing. I'm wondering whether the government ever came out to address the student to inquire what really transpired. Because again, Liberia was accused And if you go on the tip, there was a journalist, a Ivorian journalist, point out Liberians that Liberia was involved. So I don't know what the government did. Now this has happened again. What we some are seeing here is that we do not have a good rapport with these people. We have a bad experience with these people. So what I think the government should do, let the government do a comprehensive investigation to ascertain what are those who are like or Liberians, if they are Liberian, how they got to that point. Let the government try to work with the Ivorian government to establish the facts. Because let me say this, Mr. Soul, Liberia don't have no army to compare to that of the Ivorian. We don't, our borough are very poor. We cannot do anything now. The country of Liberia don't have any military, I can tell you. That thing we're talking about military, you cannot compare that with the Ivorian army. So we have to be very careful to maintain a good relationship with our people. What are those Liberians are acting on their own, but it reflects on the country and the people. And if the Ivorian going to retaliate, they're not going to be selective.
So before we change topic here and go to what is happening in Nima, supposition is not one of my favorite because there's nothing to validate anything.
Yeah.
But if and only if we are talking about and how the name Usman Bamba is coming into the picture, even if he's in Liberia, is being hosted in Liberia. I don't know by whom or what is he doing, what is a business person, what is mission. And if he's being hosted in Liberia, considering what is unfolding here, how do you think the Ivorian government going to perceive that? If his name was mentioned in this sort of things before, somebody who's taking people, and if that is the case, if he's still in Liberia, how do you think that would be perceived by the Ivorian?
Mr. Sops, I don't know Usman Bama's role in the Ivorian political arena.
Mr. To, should we worry about that?
Yes. I don't know.
Well,
let me just say that I don't know his role in the Ivorian government, but in Liberia, his status, Usman Bama is not just an ordinary person, Ivorian residing in Liberia without the government not knowing about it. Why this man would be on religious dedicate to talk to a senator in Liberia, trial with the president. So he's being hosted by the government.
Okay. Your final thoughts.
So I was going to say I care a little bit about those kinds of things. If Usman Obama, whoever his name is, if he was seriously causing trouble for the Ivorian, I think there could have been a conversation already between the government of Liberia and the Ivorian government. I don't believe that Dr. Weah will allow anybody to stay in Monrovia and try to destabilize Ivory Coast or Guinea, because he himself is quite aware of the effect. Whatever destabilization process starts, the effect it will have on his government as well. So why we might not like or perhaps believe Usman Bamba, whatever his name, I don't even know who he is, but his connection with Dr. Weah, I really don't. I mean, if it is personal, that's up to them. But I don't believe that he's doing something that will bring any kinds of ridicule to Liberia or bring any kinds of issue to Liberia. Because if he was doing something in the neighboring country, believe me, Usman Bamba would have been out of Liberia by now.
Mr. To, let me push back a little bit on that statement you're making. Oh, I think when George President we have visited Liberia, he visited Usman Bamba in Ivory Coast, and Usman Bamba is in Liberia. To say that he's not there as a guest of the government or a citizen living there from Ivory Coast that the government is not aware of, that cannot be true. But the question here is, if this incident that happened last year, his name was mentioned in it, and what I'm seeing here is, what did the government do about that? Was it false? We don't know what the government said after the story came up. And these are some of the things that bother some of us. This thing was reported on Facebook, journalists from Africa saying it was Usman Bama that brought in Liberians. The government, I didn't hear any statement from the government to say, no, maybe we did our investigation. Usman Bama is not connected to this. This is not true. We don't know. So to say that if he doing any clandestine activities in Ivory Coast, President Weah will not keep him, I don't know about that.
All right. So, we are just going to be in the speculation. So we're going to see what going to be the more going to come out. The news is still fresh, so they're going to be still pulling the pieces and the puzzles. Okay, let's Nima. How significant with this whole thing? You listen to Patrick Sudu. I'm not sure. I believe both of you have listened to this whole presence in Nima County. In his, he said he was on a tour with the president, and the president had to dispatch him. And the others in the quarter say, well, the president has not spoken. The president did not speak. Is that enough? The presence of the Inspector General of the police visited there?
Well, for me, I think depends on what was achieved from his visit. He could be a force for good in Nima County. Though he's part of the executive, but the fact that he's on the law enforcement side, hopefully they can really do some serious conversation. In fact, if you listen to the clip you played earlier, where he announced that there will be no more demolition in our area. The question for me is, even though you said no more demolition, what brought about it? And what are you doing? Was the demolition illegal? And those who did those things, if they are illegal, are you bringing them to book? Or are you saying that no more demolition and what have happened in the past is within the law? If those things are there, state it. Don't allow people.
Does he have the authority? He should be the one to do that, you think?
Yes, because you now he has been he has injected into this conflict, whatever you want to call it.
But let's give it a fair conversation here. He is the Inspector General of the police, and let's also bear in mind the police first-hand operation there is to stabilize the situation. Correct?
Yes.
Yes.
But the point,
should he initiate investigations there? Because he said in his own word, probably I could. Do you guys want me to play this again or something like that?
Well, before you play, I just want to say this: if you have not initiated any kinds of investigation, on what basis are you now stopping the process? Are you stopping the process because it was illegal, or are you stopping the process because you're trying to bring in stability in the area? And if it's so,
the possibility here too, Mr. Toh, could be there's a discontent. There were other people who were acting against the demolition exercise. So it means that there's a friction. There's already the argument.
I understand that. I agree with it. The point that I'm making, Mr. So, is this.
So are you saying why he stopped the process?
No, they can't have it both ways. If you're going to stop the process to have some sort of a cool-off period, that's fine. That's understandable. But then you're saying then that after the cool-off period, this process is going to start all over. You have not solved anything. If it is illegal, if it is an illegal process, you state so. And those who are not engaging in it would then recognize that they are doing something that is illegal. If it is legal, but perhaps the legal process needs to be carried out with a specific activities, and perhaps they're going outside of the bound of the activity as described by the law, you're going to have to say that as well. You can't just say, okay, no more demolition. No more demolition.
Okay. That's a liberal. Okay, I'm going to be coming to you. Let me go to Nathan here. Let's go to our first caller here and get his take here. Nathan, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing?
Good. Thank you for coming on here. I know we've been talking a lot of apples and oranges here, all mixed,
and
but
they were very important. They were very important. They were very important.
Okay, so what's the side of this whole thing here?
The side, first of all, to start with the apparent side, what do we as librarians or librarians in Africa have to gain by shooting the barrack? Are we serious? It cannot be.
Have you come? Hold on, right there. Have you come to a conclusion with that with this reporting as well?
Yes, that librarians cannot be involved in such a thing when they had nothing to gain. They don't want to be president. They had nothing to gain to change the African government.
So let me get it right. So let me get it right now. Are you saying the story? Are you denouncing the story, or are you validating?
No. The story is true, but the presentation is wrong. The librarians will go attack African barracks.
So which one do so how do you go about to validate it? The presentation, the guy already finished giving his new caption, librarian. Is that why you disagree with, even though to you agree the event took place?
That you receive, you as a journalist, you go on the story, you verify the story, you present the story. This was not done.
How do you know?
I know because he didn't get fired. He didn't interview every single librarian. There was no interview with librarians that were there.
Exactly.
That's my point. He did not interview any librarians that were there to include or exclude himself from there. That did not happen here. And that is my concern. Librarians are very vicious. Those guys, they are so prejudiced. When they, I mean, look, it's just so sad. The front page will run without on the left side, but on the right side, without hearing from librarians. We know about that was fine. Oh no, where have you? Nothing like that was done in simple librarian English. Now, to address the side of look, Liberia, we are a country of extension. We got arguments among ourselves, but we are afraid of foreigners abroad. And I listened to the liberal progressive voice. And look, we cannot just go here and there. And the point I'm trying to make is that the last time when librarians were accused of killing Ivorians, it came out of nothing. When I said a Kotoko plane and they killed one another, they try to blame that. They try to always find a scapegoat. They try to find a scapegoat. And your second topic that had to do with
Katakora said Nima
County. A guy, I think I saw on a show one time, the Jabate guy. Yeah, protest this. Some family called themselves SWA. The SWA said the layers were then. And this letter started with the issue before the government of Judge Weah. And I like what the president said. He spoke to confront the citizen in Ivory Coast. But he did not go further to say, look, librarians, we are not going into any country war through. In fact, we have been a victim of Ivory Coast. Like Philip Boyne, whose daughter-in-law married a Tobo, or one of the Tobos went to Burkina Faso and did that, and it kept that grudge because their child or their son-in-law was killed. So we must be careful that Liberia is not just, we are not being protected even by ourselves. Somebody come and say, oh, these are from Liberia. They try to attack Liberia. And I'm very concerned about that.
Okay. All right. Thank you, my dear brother. Fine for your contribution.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. Okay. Pa George.
Yeah. Let us be very careful. Front page story, they carry the story. And for someone to say they did not talk to librarians, so the story is not a balance in this, you don't know the sources. They don't want to quote the sources you don't know. So you just have to be careful how people talk about this or news outlet, especially like front page. It's not just an ordinary paper that will just come up with these kind of erroneous statements. So we should reserve something, not to go overboard to start saying that It's not true, this and that. The issue about the police, the president did the right thing to send the RG to Nema County. And the responsibility of the police is to maintain peace, to enforce the law. What the police director said that he was right. All the director I think trying to say that we put a halt to this demolition now. The proper authority will come back to investigate this thing. Because in other words, the police are not the judges to determine the legality of that property there.
Right.
What they need to do is to separate the party and say, everybody stand by. The case will go back to the court or the Minister of Justice that is charged with responsibility to investigate into that case. So what all the police director was saying that he was right, because he cannot stay in a group, carry on the demolition. No, because there is a conflict. There's a confusion there now. There's a conflict. First thing you want to do, you want to separate the party, put a halt to any court order, get back to Monrovia, then the party can go back to review, government can go back to review with the parties the case. So I think the action by the president and the RG was right. You cannot say the McCarran demolition with the tension that we're breathing there. You have to stop them. Now, the issue is, let me go back in. Mike Jabate, I said it other night and I will repeat it. Mike Jabate, I said he was speaking to second base of the Mandingo group. That is the danger that I said he's doing. And he's not being honest to the Liberian people and to the very Mandingo people. He's not being honest. The story that Mike Jabate has been putting up there, he has put many Liberians under the impression that Mandingo people has been attacked by the Mano people. That is the impression that Mike Jabate has created. And when I said that Mike Jabate should not be the one to be represented or speak on this issue as someone of that ethnic group, those are the reasons. I listened to Mr. Sekou, who was a chairman of the land, that very land issue in Nima. He said there are 15 people involved in the entire issue. And he categorically said, it's not tribal, it's not the whole Mano people fighting the Mandingo people. This is a group that fighting with this Swa and this group in this conflict. That was Sekou. And he said, almost 3 days, every day, almost every week, he go up there. He went there, he met with the parties, and even gave some release to these people, and they are hindering the matter. He said again, the Chief Justice, emphatically, he said the Chief Justice has nothing
without
creating. Hold on 1 second, sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
He said emphatically clear that the Chief Justice has nothing to do with that land issue. And Mike Jabate, I don't know, you have a beat with the Chief Justice, try to wrap the Chief Justice into the thing that because the Chief Justice has sent minor judges, so the judges that would not be transparent in running any decision against the Mandingo people. Those are the words of Mike Jabate and Sekou.
Okay. Let me see. I want us to see it to give the audience a fair shot to get that Mike Jabate stuff here. Just hold on 1 second. Okay, let's see here.
Salam alaikum manim valu. Ala mo be savama. Ala mo jusola ji. Ganda komini ala tame abwala. Ala fanga di magma. Ese kuma mo bawiye aya besi mo baka ju kele. Ala ju kele. Mo bo pitado misila bina ali nyala. Ala kani kono fipo bicha na kila mulu.
And I want to take this time today to inform the public concerning the land dispute in Lima County. And something is about to happen in Ganta Nima County. And I hope that President George Banners Wiyard is listening to me. I hope the political leaders in this country are listening to me. I hope the stakeholders in this country are listening to me. Ordinary citizens of this country, I hope they are listening to me. Something is about to happen. You know, yesterday, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Francis Papa, who are described as criminals, is the one behind the land dispute in Nima County. Our people have been marginalized the past 14 years since the Civil War is over. ECOWAS came in, they gave huge amount of money to resettle our people. We don't know how the money, who ate that money. By the end, there were people they are occupying the Mandingo people land in Nima County. So yesterday, there's a guy they call Swap, and this guy is involved in criminal activity in Nima County. He went, we found a court order, we found a ruling for the court. He went and paid some of the police guys, they went and demolished, they carried on, and they destroyed the homes of Mandingo people in Ganta Nima County yesterday. They break over 15 homes. Now most of our people are displaced in Ganta Nima County. Then this morning again, there was a tension in Nima. But who is the cause of this problem? It's the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia, Francis Papa. Because Francis Papa is a man of man. And most of the judges in Nima County are man of people. He used that occasion to appoint most of the judges in Nima County. So our people have been marginalized. But right, you take a bad man from Cape Man and say a judge in Nima County. But you send him man of man, all the man of people are judges in Nima County. Do you expect Mandingo men to get right? And we are calling on the Liberian National Police. We are calling on the government, the army, the citizens of this country. They are about to attack our people tonight. That's the news I want to bring up. They are about to break the mosque, to burn the mosque tonight. And some of the guys, experts, they are using police uniform now. They are using army uniform now. They are preparing. Then I said to myself, if a single Mandingo man is killed in Ganta, that means we will kill the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia because he is responsible for the land dispute in Nima County. If a single Mandingo man is killed in Nima County today, some of us will sacrifice our life because enough is enough. We have been marginalized. We have been marginalized. When anything said he came, should fail to settle the land dispute in Nima County. It's still continuing. The Guilds and the Manos, Mandingo, we have been in peace. Why you think we have authority yet? We have the power, we have government. Why the government can intervene to solve some of the problem? But my major concern is today, if a single Mandingo man is killed in Nima County, the Chief Justice of the Republic of Liberia will hold you responsible and he will never go free. That is why today I'm in my military uniform. I'm in my military uniform today. I'm in my military uniform today. We are mobilizing our brothers and sisters. We are monitoring the situation in Nima, Ganta. We are monitoring the situation in Ganta, Nima County. Any attempt by any group of people to kill a single Mandingo man, that means maybe ECOWAS or UN will come in. Because we are ready. We are ready because we are not getting justice. If you can't get justice, you do something to defend yourself. Because the man who is the head of the Justice Department in this country, President Papa, he's corrupt. He is the cause of the problem. President Papa is corrupt. Do you want to bring problem in this country?
Okay, let's see here. All right, I think
there are 5 good reasons to.
All right, let me see here. Okay.
So what do you expect if some people cannot give us justice? What do you expect us to do? Do they want us to take AK-47 to protect ourselves? We are not going to do that. We are not going to do that. So we're calling on the president now to deploy AFL in Ganta. Now, today. Because something is about to happen there today. The president should deploy AFL, the Liberian National Police, now in Nima County. If anything goes wrong, we will hold President Papa responsible. We will hold this government responsible. Now they should deploy AFL. They should deploy AFL now. Something is about to take place in Ganta. That is why I call Spoon TV. Let the world get to know the situation there. And most of our people came today for ration. They are here today. See, I'm a resident to show how important I am. I'm not just an ordinary person. Our mothers then, our sister then, and they are all here today. They came at my residence. They want to break fast. And they said, we're going to my Jabate homes. We are going there. I get thousands of people behind me. Even our inspectors. Some of them, we stopped them yesterday. They were about to go in Uganda yesterday. So do not overlook my information I'm giving you. If Mr. President is listening to me, if President Joshua is listening to me, please deploy AFN now in Uganda. If anything happens to our people, Mr. President, if a single Mandingo is killed, we will be based on the Chief Justice of the Republic of Nigeria.
Okay. So look, I don't know. First of all, you know, for people to take other people's property that really don't belong to them is absurd. It's not something we should condone to allow. But is he on the right path here?
Mr. So, I'm seeing it. And I'm not afraid of anybody. Mike Jabade is a failure. He wants to gain relevance and he wants to take advantage of a situation. Look at that group. Did you see any senior or Mandingo man, citizen standing behind Mike Jabade? Did you see any senior person from the Mandingo and the group standing behind Mike Jabade? Did you see any senior man in that place? All those people he showed are women there, except with that guy with something who was talking. You didn't see no men. You didn't see no senior person there. This is a critical issue. If Mike Jabade is the one to represent the Mandingo people, where are the others? You not seeing them there? This guy is trying to use this occasion to cause confusion in the country, to tell some certain group of people that he is the guy that's standing up for them, for the tribe. This is what Mike Jabade is doing to certain element of the Mandingo group, those young guys or children. This is why he's trying to portray himself so tomorrow he can become like a hero that I stood up for my people. This is why I'm saying this guy is dangerous. The statement he's making that he's contradicting himself. Francis Koba is not a head of the justice system. Francis Koba is head of the legal system. The Minister of Justice is the head of the justice system. Francis Koba is a different.
But the other ironic thing about here, he accused the police that the police people pay the police, but he asking the same very police and the AFN to be deployed.
Now, then he said he got 10,000 men standing by, but then he said, "Oh, we don't want AK-47." But if you say you're going to defend your people, what are you going to use to defend your people? It got to be armed, and because you are talking about conflict. So that's why I said this guy. He just wanted to terror a person again in Liberia, trying to do something that he is not. And that's why I said from the beginning, Mike Jabade should not even be around this area to talk about land business in Liberia. Because Mike Jabade, this guy lied to, he deceived those who believed in him at the time when he was going all those districts and things, carrying, say he delivering aid to them, this and that. Only to look to the next day, say, when he insulted a person we are, time of all them, then he go and flip. He say he now going back to CDC to deliver Maserado to Thomas Fowler, which was a massive failure. And to come back to say now to gain relevance, these are the solutions they want to take advantage of. And I have said it. Musa Belete was very clear that he and other citizens from Nima County are handling this matter. It was 15% involved in this thing, but you saw what Mike Jabade is saying. He trying now to bring Francis Kobo into this thing. Maybe Mike Jabade has a personal problem with Francis Kobo, but according to Mr. Ability, he said Francis Kobo is not involved in this situation. He has nothing to do with it, and it is not Mano versus Mandingo. It's people who trying to gain this thing to get economic benefit. And I say the Liberian people must be careful with these people that will put out there to say they are advocating for certain ethnic group in Liberia. And I'm glad that the Mandingo people, level-headed people, are doing the right thing. They're not going in the street to make noise. They are handling it quietly behind closed doors. And that's why I said the seniors of the Mandingo people should handle this thing along with the Liberian government and other officials of Nima County, not people like Mike Jabade. Mike Jabade want to gain relevance. He's looking for some relevance, and It is not time now we look at the economy, because these are the people that cause trouble in the country. Because the message he's sending out there, somebody down the line who doesn't read between the lines will believe that Mike Jabate is championing the cause of the Mandingo people. So they will follow him to do what he wants them to do.
I see the liberal there is giving you an uncut eyes, which of course I believe has a contrary view, and I know it sounds ridiculous for us to be repetitive, because we try to talk about this, but these are things that we should not overlook. I'm wearing my military uniform to show that I'm here to sympathize with my people. All of these people, they are here to break a fast. To break their fast. I have people who listen to me. The liberal, is he creating a theater here for us to go in a cinema? Oh, what the heck is going on? It seems to me every dick and ton in that country, somebody, in order to get the eyes of the camera, you must create some sort of a drama, a scenario, so that the cameras and all of the phones and iPads will focus on you, and you become the talk of the event 24 hours, because those are things media loves. Check your mic.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. I think Mike Jabate, Mr. So, is a very intelligent, very smart guy. He's taking the playbook of CDC when they were in opposition. In Liberia, in fact, as the former vice president stated in the interview, the Liberian like talking. So in Liberia, when you talk more, and even when the more you talk and the louder you yell and stuff, people listen to you. So I think what is happening with Mike Jabate, even though I don't agree with many things he's saying over there, he's not frightening anybody. He's not going to frighten. Just letting also remember the same way that he had fighters, people who fought the war, they have other Liberians still alive who also fought the war. But is that what we want? No. My point that I'm making, and I made that point the other day, and I'll make it again. If you have a gap, if you have an information gap, if you don't have people to fill the gap, you have legitimate people to fill the gap. You have people like Mike Jabate comes in and fill it, and then go on with improvise and whatever story that people will try to gravitate towards. Now, let us not fool ourselves. Mike Jabate has a platform, and Mike Jabate is listened to by many Liberians. There's no question asked. Now, Mike Jabate also, the fact that he has a platform and decide he wants to be in this particular situation, to be out there and speak. The Liberian government, up to this point, I read some article the other day that he was invited. Up to this point, Mike Jabate have not come by to recant. Mike Jabate have not come by.
He was very defiant, not to interrupt you. Yesterday, you were on LPR-Tv, and in fact, he calling on the taxi drivers. People should close their gas station. They should close down their shops, and they should accompany him. He expects tens of thousands of people to accompany him at the polling station.
Mr. So, let me
what I'm saying here basically is, if the Liberian government is serious, these are the people that were running behind Costa to arrest him for laissez-passer, and Mike Jabate. These are the people that were ready to throw Mo Ali in jail for making comment on Facebook. But here we are. It's been over 24 hours, it's been over 48 hours. Mike Jabate was supposed to be at the police station, be questioning on his comments. Nothing has come out of it, and I don't know anything else will come out of it. The point here, Mr. So, is that we have to be very, very careful as Liberians.
For Joyce.
Yeah, let me say this. LPR-Tv inviting Mike Jabate, giving credence to him. That means, in other words, it said that LPR-Tv don't know senior Mandingos, people in Liberia to speak to on this issue, on this kind of critical issue.
Mr. Gosh, you keep making reference to this senior Mandingo. Why these senior Mandingo don't want to show themselves?
Now, that means you're not following the news.
Want to be part of this conversation.
Musa Belede has been appearing on TV to clarify this issue. Musa Belede yesterday was on TV. Therefore, yesterday he was on TV clarifying this issue. Mike Jabata is not going to Ganta. Musa Belete said he went to Ganta, met with people, and harmonized, talked to these people. They should exercise restraint. Musa Belete gave relief to the people according to Musa Belete. How much more you want? Musa Belete is one of the prominent leading men in the community.
Yeah, but Musa Belete is not being listened to as many as people listen to Mike Jabata. So
Musa,
Mike
let me say this.
if Musa Belete was in control of the situation, Mr. George, then perhaps Mike Jabata would have taken a back seat. If Mike Jabata felt that somebody, a senior brothers or senior member of the Manigo people are in control, Mike Jabata will step back. But the fact they don't have people continue to speak, whether truth or not, Mike Jabata is taking the opportunity.
So are you defending the action of
anybody can do?
No, let me ask you. Are you defending the action of Mike Jabata? You can't have it both
No.
ways. No, you can't have it both ways. You cannot have it both ways.
No, I'm not having it both ways.
No, you want to say Mike Jabata has a right to speak, and I'm asking you, if you say so Mike Jabata, are you defending the action of Mike Jabata? And you say no.
No, I'm not defending the action of Mike Jabata is different from me to say Mike Jabata as a Liberian citizen. Mike Jabata as a human being has the right.
So,
No.
Okay, let's look at this here. What do you make of the expression, those sort of things that Mike Jabata was talking about?
Well, for me, it's like a crying fire in the theater. That's something that is not permissible. That's why we have rule and law. The Liberian government, with the police, with the investigative arms of the Liberian government, should now invite.
So now the police is inviting him. So how is this sort of comparison you're trying to tie it with Costa, let's say Passe, Mo Ali? Is it which one is that get the gravity that doesn't warrant calling in by the security? Is that a wrong thing, even if the security were to call those people?
No, what I'm saying, the reason why I brought these people up because Liberian government was emphatic.
What I'm asking, was that a wrong concept? Was that a wrong method by the government of Liberia?
Well, you can't. If you're going to apply rule of law across the board, do it across the board.
Yeah, but he's being called. Jabata is being called in. So then, how can we come back here?
What is the result? We knew the result of Mo Ali. What's the result?
But this is why you don't know. That's the problem with you, liberal. And I see what is
the result? Mo Ali went in. What did happen? The next day he was in jail. Mike Jabata being invited and going to almost 48 hours. What is the result?
You don't know the time frame. You can't say going to almost 48 hours. You don't know the security details are involved. You don't know the question they're going to be asking.
So,
what we do know,
Mike Jabata came on air and publicly stated some things that are, if you're a security-minded person, that perhaps you will be concerned with. He stated some things that people should be concerned with. Because we're talking about human lives. And he's saying that if any, listen to this, if any Manigo man die, we ourselves going to die. Why if Manigo man have a heart attack and die? What happened?
So then why are you trying to validate his point?
The point that, I'm a liberal. Anybody, you have the right to make whatever statement you want.
No.
The government, no, you cannot. You cannot because you do not agree. Mr. George, the fact that you do not agree with the statement does not negate the person making that statement. The person have the freedom to make the statement. Now, if the statement that is being made, if it is security risk, that's why you have the security.
Okay, so the statement by Mike Jabata, does it have a security implication?
Of course.
So then what is your point?
You're not going to shut him up. You ice him.
No. Listen, I think you're missing the boil. I am saying that Mike Jabata is not the right person to speak on behalf of that group because
who determined that? Who determined that?
That is my opinion.
I agree.
Okay.
But why if other Manigo people or why other brothers and sisters of the Manigo organization or Manigo community decide they want Mike Jabata to speak?
Mr. Toll, you are missing this point here. Here is the point I'm making. Mike Jabata is not the right person I'm saying. And the reason I'm saying is his statement undermines the interest of the very people that he alleged to represent.
That's your feeling. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. Why are those people that perhaps you think to speak for now? Why if they allow and they accept Mike Jabata to speak for them?
Who is a better person than Musa Ability, who was handling this land issue? Who is the better person to speak on that issue? It's Musa Ability. Musa Ability was the one who handled this land issue. He is the best person to speak on this issue. And he continues to speak on the issue. What I'm seeing, Mike Jabata, once again, relevant. And you talking about social media, anybody can go on social media. You can say things, people say things on social media that people follow them. It may not make sense, it may not be true, but because the way they frame it, the way they talk it, some people are in love with it. So because Mike Jabata has a platform, so he can just get up and say anything on behalf of a tribe that is not even right.
Mr. George, Mr. George,
if you say you are
George, let us be mindful here. The Manigo brothers and sisters, they're very intelligent people, very smart people. Let's give that. The second thing is, the brothers and sisters back home, you saw Mike Jabata in a gathering. If Mike Jabata was doing something that was damaging to the interest of those people that he represented, you don't think those people would say Mike Jabata don't speak?
Mr. Toh, did you see how many men did you see in that group? Those people were almost 90% all women and children. They went there to break the fast.
How many? Okay. Let me ask you this. Mr. George. Since the incident, forget about the government. Since Mr. Jabata has made some reckless statement as far as I'm concerned, since then, how many Manigo social media personality that have come out to say we distance ourselves from the state?
No, but I think what his name said, Hassan Belity was on SKTV.
Yes.
And what he said was 5 different.
What
did he say? What did he say?
He said this issue, it has nothing to do as alleged by him, Mike Jabata, the Manon, the Gio, the back.
Did he call Mike Jabata in his statement to say as alleged by Mike Jabata?
He did.
He called
Mike Jabata came back to say, well, what do you expect Hassan Belity to say he's a politician? So you see that there's some sort of tussling is going on. But what we are saying here, in as much, whoever, I have interest in knowing who even gave that order. But Jabata, in as much it was a good cause he tries to champion, but he's pictured it as about himself. Yes. I am the Goliath. I am the big dog here. I am the only person can do it. You see these people here coming to him. So it's listen to this here. Let's listen to this.
I think I have a question. Thank you.
Yeah, my first question has to do with why are you wearing uniform, army uniform, Mr. Jabata?
And you're asking me why I'm wearing the army uniform. I'm in the army uniform today to defend my community. I'm in the uniform today to defend my community. I'm in the uniform today to die for my community. I'm in the uniform today to sacrifice my life if a single Madingo man is killed in my country.
And you spoke of something big is about to happen. What is it?
What I'm telling you now is that something is about to happen because these guys are planning to point the mosque in Kanta today. They are planning to point the mosque in Kanta today. They are planning to attack the Madingo people today, tonight. So that is why I'm calling on the president to deploy AFL. To deploy AFL, I don't trust the Liberian National Police. Because 50% of the Liberian National Police, most of the guys, they are not trained. They are not trained. So AFL needs to be deployed there. If a single Madingo is killed, and I went my uniform today to defend my people.
You just accused the Chief Justice of Liberia, and also you just accused the Chief Justice of Liberia. Do you have any proof for what you are saying concerning the Chief Justice?
You don't know the Chief Justice is corrupt? Are you blind, Mr. Journalist? Are you not aware that this man took money from SYC to impeach Cabinet Janet? Are you not aware that this man is corrupt called Francis Papa? Are you not aware that Francis Papa has destroyed the Supreme Court bench? Are you not aware of First Papa Criminal Act? I'm aware of First Papa Criminal Act. And I get proof. I'll be willing today if I go to jail. First Papa, he's not a decent man. He one of those that are destroying this country. He one of those that are destroying this country, our beautiful country. He had destroyed the Supreme Court bench. He corrupt.
This insane system.
Look, so that's sort of I don't know, like it's so interesting, right? He said the man is corrupt. You know, he's on a press conference with no different from what man Calabar, and everybody have adopted this sort of system here and just throw anything out there. This person is this. This person is this. I don't know, but he should be going to the police. He alluded that he confirmed that he's going to be going to the police. They're going to be asking questions because there were a lot of things that he talked that, of course, need clarification because we can't just have people anybody, no matter whatever government it is, we agree or disagree. You can't have people to just come and make careless statements. We know that in this country, if you were to write a post here on your Facebook post that has a security implications or that has a potential a criminal something in a nature, in a twinkle of an eye, you're going to see it, a security agent coming to your door. You're going to see people calling you. You see people going to follow him. So I really don't have a problem calling him. Let him go and explain what he says, and they're going to have it on record. Whether you know, he knows exactly what he's talking about, who those people that are standing by, where they are. We can underestimate these sort of comments. In as much as reckless they are, people should be held responsible of comments, of saying, or whatever they're going to do. Is that okay, Mr. Tor?
Yeah, I'm perfectly fine with it for people to be responsible in their statement. I've always stated this. You must be responsible in what you say. And if you're not, you should be held responsible for whatever action that comes out of that. I have no issue with it. What I do have issue with both of you arguing all night is this. And those are conservative ideas, like the conservative law they just passed over there somewhere where they say here in the United States, where now they're saying if during protests, anybody you run over people, you'll be fine. That's those conservative ideas will not sit well with a liberal.
What is he talking about
on this platform? Hold on. Both of you cannot come on this platform and say, even though what this man is saying, I don't agree with it, and therefore I say, even if I don't agree with it, he has the right to speak his mind. It is my right as well as to whether I'm going to accept it or not.
So then where is this comparison coming about? He's speaking his mind. The man, in the process of speaking his mind now, there is a potential tone in speaking his mind that the security community now, they are concerned. So hold on. You're talking, I didn't talk. So where is this whole Costa and Mo Ali thing coming to be injected into this? Where are you going with it?
Okay. Mo Ali were invited and they made a big deal out of it. When was this man invited? 2 days ago, up to this time, he's still going around, moving around Monrovia.
Hold on, there's a time.
Hold on,
there's a time frame. He's going there on Tuesday.
This is what you guys do.
Are you taking into consideration why? Are you looking at the gap, or what is your point? What is the point of argument here?
My point here, when Mo Ali were invited the last time, they wanted him to come right away. It was Mo Ali lawyer who recognized the invitation, by the way, and said, however, my client is not well.
Okay.
What's his name? Mike Jabatek case is not the same.
What?
Mike Jabatek has been invited over 3 days now. Mike Jabatek is
who determines the going in of Mike?
You're not going. That's just what you do the best. You try to silence the liberal progressive.
Let me say this.
Because you will not be successful. I'm speaking my mind. I'm trying to explain to you. I'm trying to disabuse you on things what is happening, and then you're going to interrupt. Not only are you interrupting, but you want to shut my mic up as well. This is not the way you deal with a liberal progressive, Mr. So. Let me now go on. Let me finish my point. The point here is this. Mike Jabate has been invited by the security apparatus, which we appreciate, but that was 2-3 days ago. Mike Jabate has not recognized the invitation as far as I'm concerned, or given an excuse why he should.
What is the determining measures that you are using?
I'm not coming because X, Y, and Z. Mike Jabate is going from radio station to radio station. Continue to
influence. Is there any sanction on him not to speak? What are you talking about?
No.
Mr. George,
you see,
what is going through this guy here?
You're trying to say sanction. No. Mike Jabate, if you let me finish my statement, Mike Jabate going from radio station to radio station, continue to inflame the situation. He has the right to do that. But the police or the security apparatus that I invited Mr. Jabate should now push one more step to say we invite you. Up to this time, we have not heard from you. Nothing is coming from the police.
You missed the mark. It's unfortunate. You are miserably misinformed, Mr. Joe.
The system, the justice system in Liberia, I would say there are two justice systems in Liberia. If you are connected to the government, you get preferential treatment. If you are not connected to the government, then of course you have the weight of the law on you. My Jabate is a sedition. So statement he makes, the way the government will take it is different from someone in the opposition column making the same statement or similar statement. Mo I was invited, according to the police spokesman by test. The next day he was declared wanted. He had not committed a crime, but he was declared wanted by the government. And when you are declared wanted by government, that means you're a fugitive running from justice, which they put more in that column. Mr. Jabate, according to the police, was invited. Up to now, we have not heard anything. Probably what my Jabate's statements maybe don't have that gravity, the force that police would demand him to come immediately to clarify. So, and secondly, he was sedition. So that goes on that column. But what I want to say is that Mike Jabate, this guy, since this incident, he had not gone to Nima. He had not told people that he went to Nima. He's sitting down in Morovia, flaming association. What help does that do? Musa Belede, who going to Nima and coming back and speaking on the issue, who should people look up to? Mike Jabate, who had not gone to Nima to say, oh, I was on the scene, I saw this. He only speaking from what people are telling him from the county. Is that someone that you will think that will be in the real cost of the people that how he will behave? And I will say, supporter of Mike Jabate can do whatever they want to do. Mike Jabate wants to gain relevance in the community. That's why you see doing this thing. Those women that came over there, those young or women and those old people that came there, yes. If you are someone in the community who have been going around or giving 2 cents to people giving 2 cents to give to people will look up to you. There's nothing wrong with that. I'm not saying that Mike Jabate should not speak for any area within the Mandingo community. But I'm saying his words, his presentation, whatever he's trying to achieve will be undermined by those statements. Now, who a senior Mandingo man will not come to identify with Mike Jabate to say what Mike Jabate said, I support him. Let me see the Mandingo man who will come out to say that those statements that he uttered, the utterances he made, let me see a genuine Mandingo man who will come out to say, I stand with Mike Jabate. Send him in the court. Let me see that person. This is wrong. We should not condone these things when people start this kind of thing, because that's how you go look, they breed another trouble. Mike Jabate can speak if there's ill within the Mandingo community, and anybody else It's how we're supposed to speak about it. Those people whom the demolish was not right, who don't know the legal circumstances, but at the same time, some of us sympathize with them. Because going to break people home overnight is not right. So I will not say that the Mandingo people were not right. They were right. But is that how we channel the grievances? No. Because we don't want a situation to be flamed in that country. And Mike Abada is not helping the situation also. Mike Abada want to gain relevance in the community, and he should not go about doing it at the expense of the very people that he thinks that he wants to represent.
Okay, before we go, let me just play this something. I was monitoring the sister network TV, Spawn TV, and there was some sort of drama, I would say drama unfolded. And I will also say it for quite a long time now, I think management has given credence to that. Like here, I make a statement, you have a right to question me, even the liberal progressive. He always making ridiculous statement that he can't properly and adequately defend, but that's who he is. That is a sort of liberal agenda he tries to push with, so we understand. But this is what happens today. Hopefully, I want to give you the audio, and we can just have a little quick chat and get out of here.
Let me push back on that a little bit, Mr. So.
I'm about to play. I'm about. Hold on 1 second. Are you trying? You
say I put out my liberal view and unable to defend my liberal view? God. Is that what you're trying to say?
You've been thrown under the bus. You couldn't defend. George already has demolished. I don't even want to use that's not a correct word here, but you already been neutralized by George. So I don't even want to add up to that. So can I play my tape, please?
I'm letting you play your tape, not because you have won the day, but because we have to do our work. And so go ahead, continue with your work.
Right. So am I the winner?
No, you're not. That's the point that I'm making. I'm letting you play your tape because we have to move on. But that does not mean that you have won the day.
All right, let's see here. What happens is in the allegation being put out there, and it was sort of back and forth here. Let's see. Hopefully, I will get it right here, and then we can just wrap up for the evening. Let me see here. Let me see her. Just bear with me. Okay, let me see. What's going on? The Liberal 9 infantryman assistant, right?
Same thing you do to me, somebody else will do to you.
Oh my goodness. Where is this guy here? This Totan guy, he always play a witch that doesn't let me see here. Okay, when
what he claimed to have on there,
okay,
and the actuality that we should know. So they don't say they need to be exposed that we're exposing. Wow. Ben, we're gonna close.
Minister of State, I know who all can call me in the night. Can I ask one question?
Yeah, gentlemen, this is very important because this is the Minister of State, McGill, and we're talking about the sitting senator of Moserado County. That's why I kept the question for last. I will give you guys at least 10 seconds because the minister have to run. That the people they don't make this too long, and we'll do this round two, and then we can take leave of the minister.
All right, along with Gil, I'm not going to go.
Let me see here what I can forward to Keith Hassan.
You got to lose Moserado County at
almost 3,000 to the count. Know that we talk every evening.
Your phone, and let me tell you the real authority that tells you how much government officials make in each proposition.
Let me see.
You talk about this, he was not going around bill.
Somebody call you and told you, say, go talk and say, he said, she said. Then you listen. I'm sorry. That's if that is the notion, if that is the basis on which you are saying this thing, I'm sorry. Then we have a problem. Then we
Ben, I'll tell you minutes. We gotta go back. Okay.
Let me come into bed. Ben, this is absolutely unfair on your part.
I mean, and the young girls in the nation.
When Ben said we live for my chick, yeah, Minister has done. The future library look.
Okay.
I believe my sources. I believe my source. I stand by my statement. If this story is inaccurate, I should not be on spoon. I should not be on spoon. This story is accurate. $2 million in order to sign the resolution for him and his Liberty Party cronies. Period. It's a fact. It's a fact.
Because you are saying it's a fact. Let me ask you a question, my brother Ken. Because you are saying it's a fact, do you have any paper trail?
The brother is on the line to prove that what I'm saying is wrong.
Okay. This is kind of, you know, they allow this thing to kind of like, it has grown overnight. And this is why he as a facilitator, if I come over and made a statement here, you made a statement here, any of us here, any of you have the right to push me to make sure what I'm saying is right, or I must know what I'm talking about. But from time to time, we have seen it. Even Jerome Varia, who is a counselor, came and made a reckless statement to say that the president is involved in a murder, and he was not pushed. Other people come and say, "Oh, this person do this person do that." You don't just put people carry.
Okay.
This is Keith Hassan today now is saying, allegedly, according to him, and I think Senator Deron will be appearing. But if you even listen earlier, that the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs is also saying that he's going to threaten Dillon because he knows more. So what I thought today was the facilitator, the CEO, and all of the hosts, they were even pushing, because you can't just come and throw something out there and walk away where you say, okay, the only thing I'm a minister. So, okay, if you're a minister, then if you know you are a minister, you're not supposed to say certain things. Don't say it. Don't inflame situation and try to back off. Now, Keith Hassan is saying that he shows, he's 100% to the extent that he committed himself to be kicked off on the Spoon Network, that he, DeLon, and the Liberty partisans, the liberal friends from the Liberty Party requested $2 million United States dollar to sign this, the printing of this bill here. Pa George, we gotta go home here.
Yeah.
But how significant? And this, the reason I'm asking this, for quite a little while now, we monitor Spoon, a lot of good big dogs go there, and people go there because they want to walk free. People say, anybody say, host, guests, they made reckless statements, and nobody get the guts to push them to come to an understanding, because you as a facilitator, you are also obligated to your audience to give them accurate information. They rely on you, since they do not have the opportunity. Everybody do not have the opportunity to ask questions, to say what they want to say. So you are the one that they rely on. That if I say something, or if anybody make comment here, that person must be here responsible of their comment.
It is. And it's quite amazing to see an analyst on the show to come up with that statement, and there's no pushback from the host. And the minister saying he know more about Dillon. This is not about the minister is my friend. If you come in a public space and make a statement against another government official, you should be able to explain to the people. They should hold you accountable. It's not, hey, Minister Mange, if you choose to come out and say you know something about this person, then you got to say it. Because you put people in a situation now, they don't know where to go. Now you try to think Dillon now as someone that you got information on. Is he trying to blackmail?
Well, he was very equivocal to say, well, I'm the Minister of State. I know who calls at night.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
And he was very definitive that if Dillon tries it, he will expose him.
Yes.
So the question now becomes, I thought they were going to push him. He as a minister,
what you know about Dillon that you
need to tell us.
You got to tell the public. You are a government official. We talking about corruption. And if you come out and say you got something on a senator or whatever, you got to explain. You can't just say and walk away. Then another host come and say, yes, I got my sources. And you're not pushing the source. And this is the sad part. This Hassan guy, yesterday, Mr. So, he said he could not comment on the issue in Nema County because he's part of the ethnic group. Can you imagine if I'm sitting out on this network, something happening in Bong County between Pellepo and another tribe there, and I'm on the show, and I say, "Oh, Mr. To or Mr. Samson, I can't comment on the issue because the Pellepo are involved." These are people who are not honest. Because Pellepo are involved, and so I cannot comment on it. Because Hassan said it yesterday. Madingo are involved, he cannot comment on it. You can see the insincerity in these people. And they sit down on the network, only the question other people that they disagree with. When in the shoe, they cannot speak up. It's sad. These are serious statements you cannot just make and people let you to walk away.
Yes.
I'm wanting to see what going to be Senator Darrell Dillon's reaction tomorrow. And I'm waiting to see how far the spoon going to push, because Kev has said this, the Minister of State, who is within the close proximity of the president, knows for the most part every information, how things work. He's represent the president. They do their lobbying with the both houses of government to get certain things done, to say, if Dillon plays with me, are we exposing? That's a lot. What do you make of that before we go?
First thing here is laughable, to be honest with you. And if I was Dillon, or if I was even close to Dillon, I would go on Spoon, and if Spoon bring that kind of topic up, I would tell Spoon and their host, with all due respect, if you have nothing else to discuss, I'd rather go my way. These are things that should be beneath Dillon to even talk about it by giving it credence. First thing, Dallas Dillon will want to go to ask for $2 million for printing. Laughable. Another thing is the USAID, according to the story that I was reading, USAID is now contacting Coral to go and help Liberian government to do printing the money. So I'm not too sure how Dallas they're going to get $2 million if Coral and USAID going to help Liberia to print the money. Now, what's most likely is happening here, Mr. So? The minister's statement also reckless, to be honest with you. And the minister, he's supposed to be someone who is respectable. You are now Minister of Presidential Affairs. I mean, you're close. You're very. In fact, people believe that he's
running the country.
So for you to come on Spoon and talk about a senator, and the senator, if you play with me, I'm going to expose him.
Yeah.
So if you're going to threaten people as what you're going to expose, if the person is doing something, asking for bribe, look, man, I don't want to use the language. I'll be very careful here. I'll be diplomatic. This is all, you know what. But look at this. Minister McGill, former chairman of CDC, they just got flogged massively by Dallas Dillon. You think Minister McGill will sit on the information that will degrade Dallas Dillon, sit on the information that will bring Dallas Dillon down, sit on the information that is so damning to Dallas Dillon that Minister McGill will say, "Hey, Minister Dillon, play with me. I will."
I know, and that's a very valid point. And this is why most of these people, sometimes when we take up time, we call them that we want to talk to them. They will agree, but when the time comes, they cut off because they know you will not come on LPR here. Honor the Fonso, so honor Samson told, but yeah, not Samson. He's a liberal. He always likes to appease people and say, "Oh, I'm a Trumpist" and all of that. But he know McGee will not come on this network. I sat with Darrell Dillon before in Liberia. At the time, he was looking, trying to do this here. But I know they can't come and make a reckless statement, and that's why we kind of go ahead with one another, but it's been done in the context of civility, with the hope that we are also obligated to our audience to give them accurate precise or something to take away, because you can't have people to come and listen to you, and after your program, they're gone with apprehension. I don't even know what was the meantime. I heard this, I did not get the conclusion of that. And I was very, very much disappointed. And that's not the first time it has happened. And management needs to take a step towards that. It's the same way people come and make all sort of reckless statement that they do not have no backing. The president do this person killed this person killed that, this person do this. And the people, the media, people are used to this. And when you they say, okay, when I go to court, then I will produce my evidence. I'm not going to take you to court. If you know you have something valid against me, you're going to take it up with the law. And that's the same sort of statement Councillor Jerome Verdia made, and the management did not push back and say, okay, we will wait when the time comes. Okay, if you want work for the time, why not shut your mouth until the time comes? You don't come and throw something out there to people that you cannot back or that you cannot validate, and then you expect the people to go to call wandering like a wandering stranger. I know the Liberal is not comfortable right now.
Don't look now, Mr. Soul.
The Liberal is not comfortable with what I'm doing right now. So, but that's okay. I really don't have time.
So, don't look now, but this is exactly why your mentors, the conservative group of the United States government, continue to do. We're just asking questions. We're not here to dominate. But the election, was the election fair? I just thought I'd ask that question.
Which election are you talking about?
I'm talking about American conservative behavior.
Why are you trying to?
Like you and Mr. George are quite have been doing all night. Throw firebomb up there, and you expect the Liberal to come and ease the peace.
What is this firebomb we're throwing out there?
What is this?
Somebody go and make a responsible statement. And we see now we should hold that person accountable. But you say, oh, you want to go the primary way, the McCall, or they put in the quarter. And this one, no.
Listen to this, my people. Folks,
that's your language all the way. You
let us remember. Oh my goodness! President George has just exposed himself again this evening as a true conservative. Now he's trying to get away from the Parliament Chief Way. The Parliament Chief Way, which is the way we settle things in Liberia. As a Liberal, this is the kind of behavior we have in order to bring unity among ourselves. But here he is. He said he doesn't care for the Parliament.
No. I believe in strict accountability. If you cannot bear the crime, don't commit the. If you cannot bear the weight of the crime, don't commit the crime.
But even if you commit the crime, it is the duty of the police and the security apparatus to investigate. And then if you adjudicate it to be found guilty, then you get punished.
You see how devil
leaving that part out. If you can't do the time, don't do the crime.
Yeah,
you're leaving the part out.
You see how quadruple-handed you are. You were the same person that were frowning on the police. While the police go there, the police can't investigate. When the police should have gone first and foremost to stabilize the situation and the law, the police does not. The police is there to maintain law and order in the middle of a conflict to stabilize the situation. But there is a process that is involved, which you don't know. But you always have this sort of tendency to appease people. Let them call all of the adults. Let them call
Mr. Soul.
Okay, something to we have to
appease, but to the opportunity to express themselves.
We have to go. Unfortunately, you are on the wrong side of history, and I'm afraid that you don't like it, but it is why it is. You always throw those sort of red meat out there, but are unable to just defend it. The Liberal Progressive, I want to thank you so much, and Pat George, I'm waiting to see what's going to happen. But on a serious note,
where is Professor? Where is the professor? Every time the Liberal is on fire, the professor tends to smell that and then won't show up. Oh, okay.
So you think now that Professor Zawula is running away from you?
That's why he's running one now. That's why he's projecting now. That's why That's his talking point now. That's why he's
I
running.
know,
Believe me.
I know Professor Zah will monitor this show. Probably I know next week he will come back. And let me see you in a same chair again. Let Professor Zah will come back. Then
No, I'm not saying that the professor is running away. I'm just saying, where is the professor when he knows that
why
the people is going to be on fire?
Do you have a final message, Mr. Toll?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I want to thank you. I want to thank you for hosting this, and I also.
Yeah, what the guy?
Thank God that
Man, I was praying for you to fall in my trap. I tell you, are not. Oh yeah, what? Man, I was going to slam you. It was good that came out of your foot. Oh my goodness.
Mr. So, I want to thank God that everything is okay on your end, and we really appreciate you being back here and getting things going again. We're really happy to have you back so that we can do these things for our community. Thank you, Mr. Amos Josh. I also
why can't you talk to the Liberty Party since friends in the Liberty Party column for them to come on this network? Why are you shearing them away from this network?
I'm a Liberty Party USA, not Liberty Party Liberia.
But at the same time, you defend Yomli Kanga.
She's my political leader.
But then why you can't talk to her to come? Or invite somebody else from the party?
Well, we don't. Liberty Party is a political party that don't just get up and run from place to place. They speak with reverence. They speak with power. They speak and people listen. They don't make themselves.
But wait now, you see, that's what I'll tell you. You just said that Yomli Kanga is your political leader, and I said, why you can't get somebody to come to talk to us in the network? Then you tell me this. I didn't say they don't speak with authority.
Is that a Yomli Kanga that dismissed the driver before the investigation?
I tell you, we're getting ready to close the show.
I know.
Okay. Look, well, folks, we've been doing everything possibly we can. We try to talk to some prominent people, and I hope they will see reason. There have been an email, been exchanging back and forth with the office of the First Lady. You know, there are a lot of things being in the quarter there, how there's some sort of budgetary allotment, where the First Lady getting money from, blah, blah, blah. So Mr. Douglas, who is a public relations officer, has some knowledge. He received about our invite to have a potential conversation, because the last time I talked to the First Lady, I think that was 4 years ago during a women conference at the United Nations headquarters, where we're privileged to call out, and that was very brief. It was not lengthy. It was not in details. We also tried to send. We also wrote the Lehman Bowie Foundation to speak. She's a prominent person, prominent lady in the country, and much has not been said since her last appearing as an orator during the independence anniversary, where there was some sort of rough edges and stuff like that. What is a voice in all of this? What is the foundations involved in? A lot of killings and endless resolutions in some of these things. What is their position? We need to reach out to them. They have acknowledged they are receiving. I'm hoping that they will answer our call. We are willing to work out modalities to facilitate that sort of conversation. And if that happens, we'll keep our audience informed as well. Folks, we want to thank you so much.
The police, Mr. Carter, to come on your show.
Say that again.
Moses Carter.
You just reminded me of a. Okay, Moses Carter. Sadly, this is a problem that we are having. Lastly, he reached out, but again, just how you just rightfully said, he proves you right. And I know he's going to throw you on this whole Jabate thing, but I'm waiting to see, because the day he was supposed to come at this whole Nima thing, when he is the one that actually reached out. And I'm still going to follow through, because I'm on an obligation to make sure to get the facts, to get the real information, so that we can relay that to our audience. But unfortunately, Moses Carter did not show out again, as you perfectly predicted. The very first of its kind, the liberal prediction comes to pass. So he did not show out. And I know very well, you know that very well. So you are on purpose trying to make a gain because you've been drowning this evening here, so you try to
trying to
make
take a shot at you.
Yeah, so he tried to take that, but that's a very cheap one, and I think I gave you the answer. All right, I think there's no any other comment.
Well,
Guys, so we're gonna do. I'm closing off for the night.
Best thing to do.
I'm closing off
for you, Mr. So. From you, Mr. So, will be the best thing to do.
I'm closing off for the night, so I'm not sure what are the audience getting you right now. So, guys, I want to thank you so much, and hopefully we're going to be back here as usual to do what we're doing. To our folks, our followers, we want to thank you so much for your time sharing with us here this evening. Don't hesitate, just send all your comments, your suggestions on some of the things that we don't know, we need to know about, and we can discuss. Another killing is reported again by the phone at Windhoek Chapel. So this is, it has become a tradition. And unfortunately, and this is why I will still stick behind Moses Carter, so that we will know, because we're hearing a lot of names being aligned with this. So we need to have that. But I'm not sure whether he's going to come.
That story is alarming again.
So I like to hear from the house's mouth, and so I can be able to make my argument. Gentlemen, thank you so much, and have a pleasant evening.
Thank you, and good night.
School Zone Liberia, promoting talents through academy.
School Zone Liberia. School Zone Liberia.
I want to thank the Lord for this organization of motivation all through this nation. School Zone Liberia. You're not doing it again, no. School Zone Liberia. Yeah. So get prepared for us. We coming there to your school. If you can sing, dance, and rap, now you we coming you. We here to promote the talent that been heading for years. We here to promote the talent.
Why are we going? Is that not our community? Yes, that is our community, but we can cross here. Why? We need to go to the junction or walk to cross safely. Because the traffic will stop or go slow. Okay, let's go.
Administration, let us help the parents bring the talent out of the children. At School Zone, there is a way to bring it out, yeah. You don't need to bring discrimination. You don't need to be a rapper with some singers and dancers. And not everybody was born to.
Greta, why are you waiting for? Let's go. No, not yet. What again? We need to wait for a polling instruction